I've been telling my parents to take them out of public school because I'm homeschooled now because I kept on getting picked on. So I'm like, why you just might as well bring them out. But then they want to be able to do things that kids do and not to be different. So, yeah.
I understand. But your siblings do want that socialization of being in public school and being with the other kids, even though they do get picked on quite often.
They don't really care. I mean, if we took them out of public school, they would be very upset.
Yes. I see. Could you give me your name?
Danny.
Danny. And how old are you, Danny?
15.
15 years old. Now, I understand you are the oldest of your siblings.
Yep.
And you have been struggling with this undiagnosed disease for quite some time.
Yeah.
Now, could you maybe give me a little bit of what has been going on and what the scientists have kind of declared as your disease and a little bit about it?
Well, our bones tend to move around our bodies, and I'll get back to the other part later, but our voice tends to be deeper.
Yes. And your sister was mentioning something about you guys have to wear special clothing.
Yeah, they're called Super Spanx.
Super Spanx.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are I know it's hard to talk about. And this is also what your friends call it too.
Yeah.
And they make fun of you.
Yeah.
Because you have to wear these stretchy clothes.
Yeah.
Instead of regular cotton.
Yeah.
I see. So it's got to be a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah. Well, the other scientist,
hold
on.
Okay, I understand. Take your time. So the scientists...
Yeah, well, sometimes our brains tend to be in our foot.
Your brains tend to be in your foot?
Yeah.
Could you explain that to me a little bit? How does that, just because your bodies are moving constantly, and your brain can sometimes be at different places in your body? Like... Danny? Danny? Danny, you okay? Call an ambulance! Danny! Oh no! Call the ambulance, Danny! Please don't go! Could you give me your name?
Danny.
Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me get this straight. You are the oldest of your siblings.
Yes.
And how old are you, Danny?
15.
15 years old.
Yeah.
Now, you have been struggling with this disease for quite some time, since birth.
Yeah.
Now, could you tell me a little bit about your disease and the, kind of the scientific things about it and things that have been studied?
Well, we've been, my grandpa was studied on, because he had it a lot. They are really bad. It's when your muscles move around your body, and your bones, like some of your bones in your body tend to move in different places. Like my brain, sometimes it'll go in my chest.
Could you give me your name?
Danny.
Okay, Danny. Now, let me get this straight. You are, in fact, the oldest of your siblings.
Yes.
And how old are you, Danny?
15.
15 years old.
Yes.
Now, since you are, the oldest, could you tell me a little bit more about the scientific detail of your disease?
Well,
I know it's hard to talk about. It's okay, take your time. Could you tell me your name?
Danny.
Okay, Danny, how old are you?
15.
Let me get this straight. You are, in fact, the oldest of your siblings.
Yes.
So, that being said, could you tell me a little bit about the scientific aspect of your disability or your genetic defect, if you will?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I know it's hard to talk about. I understand.
Yeah. Well, sometimes your bones tend to move around your body.
It's okay. Take your time.
Sometimes.
Okay. Your sister was telling me a little bit before we started taping that you guys have to wear special clothing. Could you tell me about that?
It's called super.
Could you give me your name?
Danny.
Okay, Danny, how old are you?
15.
15. Now, I understand that you are the oldest of your siblings. Now, could you maybe explain to me, since you've kind of been through it, could you give me your name?
Danny.
And how old are you, Danny?
15.
15 years old. Now, I understand that you have been struggling with this disease for quite some time now. I mean, since birth, practically. Well, pretty much. Could you maybe go into a little bit of the scientific detail about this disease? Go ahead and take your time. Sorry.
The bones tend to move around your body.
I understand. So it's alright, take your time.
And your brain tends to go in your foot.
Your brain goes in your foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just get a little emotional when you talk about this because I see your heart is so much into this and I know that you're having a very difficult time. So,